Most women over 60 own at least one maxi dress they never wear. It's hanging in the back of the closet right now. Beautiful fabric, good color, probably wasn't cheap either. But every time they put it on, something feels off. They can't explain it. They just know it's not working. So they change, put on something safe, and the maxi dress goes back on the hanger. That's not a dress problem, that's a styling problem. And it's completely fixable. Today I'm going to walk you through 3 hacks that will change how every maxi dress in your closet fits and looks on your body. Not vague advice like add a belt and call it a day. Actual outfit breakdowns, real combinations, specific things you can do this week with what you already own. And I want to be upfront about something before we get into it. There's a lot of content out there telling women over 60 what they can and can't wear. What's age appropriate? What's too young, too casual, too much? I'm not here for any of that. You're an adult. You get to decide what you wear. What I'm here for is to help you wear it in a way that actually looks the way you want it to look. That's it. That's the whole point. So if you've been wanting to wear your maxi dresses more and you just haven't felt confident doing it, stick around. This is for you. And if this kind of practical, no-nonsense styling content is useful to you, it would genuinely help me if you subscribed. I try to keep everything here straightforward and honest, and more subscribers means I can keep making it. All right, let's get into it. The first thing we need to talk about is fit. Because everything else, the layering, the shoes, the accessories, all of it builds on top of fit. If the fit is wrong, nothing else can save the outfit. I've seen women try to style their way out of a poorly fitting maxi dress and it just doesn't work. The foundation has to be right first. Now, when most people hear fit, they think it means tight, like fitted to the body. That's not what I mean. A maxi dress doesn't need to be tight to fit well. What it needs to do is fall correctly. There's a difference. Here's what a well-fitting maxi dress actually looks like. Through the bust, it should skim. Not pull, not gap, not cling. Just skim. Through the waist and hips, same thing. It should follow the shape of your body without grabbing onto it. And through the skirt, it should flow. That's the whole appeal of a maxi dress, that movement, that ease. But the flow only looks intentional when the top half fits correctly. If the top is pulling or bunching or sagging, the flow at the bottom just looks like a lot of loose fabric. The length matters too, and this is something I want you to really pay attention to. A maxi dress should graze the floor or hit right at the ankle. Those are your 2 options. If a dress is hitting you mid-calf, I need you to hear this clearly. That is not a maxi dress on your body. That's a midi dress that doesn't know what it wants to be. And mid-calf is genuinely one of the most unflattering lengths on most body types, regardless of age. It cuts the leg at a weird visual point and makes the whole silhouette feel heavy and unresolved. If you have a dress you love that's hitting you mid-calf, you have 2 choices. Get it hemmed to a true midi so it hits right below the knee and owns that length. Or wear a shoe with a little height to drop the hemline closer to the ankle. A low block heel, even 1.5 inches, can be enough to shift the hem into a better zone. Either way, don't leave it at mid-calf. That length isn't doing anything for you. Now let's talk about sizing, because this is where a lot of women go wrong without realizing it. The instinct when buying clothes is to size down. We've all been conditioned to feel like a smaller number on the tag is somehow a win. But with maxi dresses, sizing down almost always backfires. A dress that's pulling across the hips or gaping at the bust is going to look uncomfortable, and it's going to feel uncomfortable, and you're going to spend the whole time you're wearing it tugging at it and thinking about it. That's not what we're going for. Here's what actually works. Size up in the body and then use structure to create shape. Specifically, a belt at the waist. When you size up and belt, you get the ease and movement the dress is supposed to have without the pulling and the tension. The dress can do its job, which is to flow, and the belt does its job, which is to tell the eye where your waist is. That combination almost always looks better than forcing a smaller size. I'll get into belting in more detail in the second segment because there's actually a right and wrong way to do it. But keep that principle in mind as we go through the fit section, because it's going to come up. One more thing about fit that doesn't get talked about enough: the back of the dress. Most of us stand in front of a mirror and style ourselves facing forward, which makes sense. But a maxi dress is something you wear in the world, and people see you from all angles. Before you leave the house in any maxi dress, do a full turn. Look at the back. What you're checking for: is the fabric pulling across the seat? Is there a visible bra line that doesn't work with the neckline? Is the hem even all the way around? Is anything bunching or riding up in the back when you walk? These are small things, but they're the difference between an outfit that looks polished from across a room and one that looks slightly off and you can't figure out why. The why is usually in the back, so here's what a well-fitting maxi dress actually looks like in a real outfit, because I think it's easier to understand when you can picture something specific. Take an A-line maxi dress in a solid color. Something with a little weight to it, not sheer, not stiff. A rayon blend or a soft jersey works really well for this. The A-line shape means it's fitted through the bodice and then flares gently from the waist down. That shape is about as universally flattering as a maxi dress silhouette gets, because it skims the midsection without clinging to it and gives the hips room to breathe. In this dress, what you want to see is the fabric lying flat across the chest with no pulling at the buttons or gathering at the seams. The waist sitting at your actual waist, not riding up or sliding down. And the skirt falling cleanly from the hips down to the floor or ankle with no twisting, no bunching, and no horizontal tension lines. If you're seeing horizontal lines across the hips or thighs, the dress is too small in the body. If you're seeing vertical lines and the fabric is bunching in toward the center, it might be too large in the bust or the shoulders. Both of those are fit problems that styling alone won't solve. Sometimes a dress just doesn't fit your body, and that's okay. Not every cut works on every person. But before you write off maxi dresses entirely based on one or two that didn't feel right, make sure you're ruling out fit before you rule out the style. Because when a maxi dress fits correctly, there is almost no silhouette that's more elegant, more comfortable, or more effortless looking. It's one of the best things in a wardrobe when it's working. Before we move into layering, which is where things really start to get interesting, I want to ask you something. What's the main reason you haven't been wearing your maxi dresses? Is it the fit, the styling? You're just not sure what to put with them? Drop it in the comments. I genuinely read them, and it helps me understand what to cover in future videos. It also might help someone else who's reading the comments and feeling exactly the same way. Part 2 is where we get into layering, and specifically the 3 types of layers that actually work with a maxi dress versus the ones that look good in theory and fall apart in real life. I'll see you there. Now we're talking about layering, and I want to start by saying something that might surprise you. Layering a maxi dress is not about covering up. I want to be really clear about that because I think that's the story a lot of women tell themselves when they reach for a cardigan. Like they're hiding something. They're not comfortable with their arms or their shoulders or whatever it is. And so the layer becomes this apologetic thing they throw on top of the outfit. That's not what layering is for, at least not here. When you layer a maxi dress correctly, you're not hiding anything. You're completing the outfit. There's a difference between a layer that says, I'm not sure about this dress, and a layer that says, I thought about this outfit. What we're going for is always the second one. The problem is most layering attempts with maxi dresses don't work. And the reason is almost always proportion. Here's the core issue. A maxi dress already has a lot of volume and movement. It's a long, flowing piece of clothing. When you put another long, flowing piece of clothing on top of it, you get a lot of fabric competing for the same space. Nothing wins. The whole outfit just becomes shapeless from the neck to the floor, and the eye doesn't know where to go. The rule that fixes this almost every time is simple. One piece fitted, one piece flowy. If the dress is loose and flowing, the layer needs to have some structure to it. If the dress is more fitted through the body, you have more flexibility with the layer. But you never want two loose, drapey pieces on top of each other. That's where it goes wrong. So let's talk about the 3 layers that actually work. And for each one, I'm going to tell you exactly what kind of dress it works best with, what to look for when you're buying or pulling it from your closet, and what the finished outfit actually looks like. The first one is the structured blazer or linen jacket. This is probably the most versatile layer you can own for a maxi dress. And if you don't have one yet, it's worth getting. One good blazer in a neutral color will work with almost every maxi dress in your closet. Here's why it works so well. A blazer has shape built into it. It has shoulders. It has structure. It has a defined silhouette. So when you put it over a flowing maxi dress, the 2 pieces balance each other out instead of competing. The blazer grounds the outfit. It takes something that could read as very casual and makes it look deliberate. The key is fit. The blazer should fit well through the shoulders and be able to close or button at the waist, even if you wear it open. If the blazer is too oversized, it adds bulk, and you lose the benefit of having that structure in the first place. You don't need it to be tight. Just fit it enough that it has a shape of its own. For color, a neutral blazer is the most practical starting point. Cream, ivory, camel, light gray, navy. Something that can sit on top of multiple different dress colors without clashing. A cream linen blazer over a printed maxi dress in warm tones is one of those combinations that looks like you put a lot of thought into it, but actually came together very easily. If you want to be a little more intentional with color, try pulling a secondary color from the dress print and finding a blazer in that tone. So if you have a maxi dress that's mostly navy with a little rust in the pattern, a rust-colored blazer over it looks incredibly put together. It looks like you planned it, even if you figured it out in 5 minutes. Linen is my favorite fabric for this layer because it has structure without being stiff, it breathes well, and it has a slightly relaxed quality that stops the outfit from looking too formal. A heavy wool blazer over a flowing maxi dress is a bit of a mismatch in energy. Linen or a light cotton blend sits in that sweet spot between polished and easy. The second layer is the fitted denim jacket. This one gets dismissed a lot, and I think it's because people picture it looking too casual. But done right, a denim jacket over a maxi dress is actually one of the most current and effortless combinations out there. It works especially well if your audience skews a little younger, or if you're going for something that feels more relaxed and modern rather than dressed up. The fit rules here are actually more important than with the blazer. The denim jacket needs to be fitted, not oversized, and it should end at the hip or slightly above. That length contrast, a cropped or hip-length jacket over a floor-length dress, is what makes the combination work. It creates a clear visual break. You can see where the jacket ends and the dress begins, and that contrast is what makes it look intentional instead of thrown together. For wash, keep it simple. Medium blue or dark indigo are your safest choices. A very light, heavily distressed denim can work, but it's harder to pull off with a maxi dress because the casualness of the denim starts to fight with the formality of the length. Dark denim reads as more polished and tends to play nicer with the maxi silhouette. Color-wise, a denim jacket is one of those pieces that works with almost anything. It's particularly good over earth tones. An olive green maxi, a terracotta dress, a warm cream, or off-white. Denim with those colors feels very natural and put together without being fussy. One outfit I want you to picture: a flowing maxi dress in a warm rust or burnt orange, a dark denim jacket fitted through the body and ending just at the hip, and a simple pointed flat in a tan or cognac. That's it. No statement jewelry, no complicated accessories. Just those 3 pieces. It's one of the easiest outfits to put together, and it looks like you thought about it for much longer than you did. The third layer is the open duster or long cardigan. This is the most comfortable option. And it's also the most flattering for women who want more coverage through the arms and shoulders without feeling like they're bundled up. The duster works differently from the blazer and the denim jacket. Instead of providing structure, it provides length and movement, which means it works best over maxi dresses that are more fitted through the body. Remember the rule: one fitted, one flowy. The dress is doing the fitted work, the duster is doing the flowy work. They complement each other instead of competing. What you want in a duster is some weight to it. Not heavy, but not flimsy either. A very thin, sheer duster over a maxi dress tends to look unfinished, like you grabbed something on your way out the door. You want fabric that has enough body to drape nicely and hold its shape as you move. A mid-weight knit, a woven cotton, or even a soft suede feel fabric all work well here. Length matters with a duster too. It should be close to the length of the dress, ideally within a few inches. A duster that ends at the knee over a floor-length dress creates a strange visual break that chops the silhouette in half. You want the duster to feel like it belongs with the dress, not like it came from a completely different outfit. Color is where you can have some fun with this layer. A neutral duster over a printed or jewel-tone maxi is a really easy combination that always looks elegant. Think a soft gray or oatmeal duster over a deep emerald or burgundy maxi dress. The neutral grounds the color of the dress without dulling it. And because the duster is open in the front, you still get the full impact of the dress color when you're walking toward someone or standing still. Now I want to address something quickly because I think it's important. When you're choosing a layer, make sure it feels like part of the outfit and not like an afterthought. The way you can tell the difference is actually pretty simple. If you're adding the layer because the outfit feels incomplete without it, that's good layering. If you're adding the layer because you're not comfortable and you're hoping it'll fix something, that usually doesn't work. Discomfort tends to show up in how you carry yourself, and no layer covers that. If a maxi dress makes you feel uncertain, go back to the fit first. A dress that fits well and a layer that belongs with it will make you feel like the outfit is working with you. That's what you're looking for. Okay, last part. If you've been with me through the fit section and the layering section, you're already ahead of most people when it comes to understanding how maxi dresses actually work. This final segment is where we pull everything together. We're talking about footwear, the mistakes that quietly ruin otherwise good outfits, and how to do a final check before you walk out the door so you actually feel good about what you're wearing. Let's start with shoes, because I think footwear is the most underestimated part of a maxi dress outfit, and it's also the easiest thing to get wrong without realizing it. Here's the thing about shoes with a maxi dress specifically. With most other outfits, the shoe is a visible part of the look. You can see it clearly. It contributes to the overall picture in an obvious way. But with a maxi dress, especially one that grazes the floor, you barely see the shoe at all. Just a peek at the toe when you walk. Maybe a glimpse of the heel, that's it. And because so little of the shoe is visible, a lot of women assume it doesn't matter that much. They reach for whatever is comfortable and figure nobody's going to notice anyway. But here's what actually happens. That small peek at the shoe, that tiny glimpse as you move, it tells the person looking at you whether this outfit was thought about or not. A deliberate shoe says the whole outfit was intentional. A sloppy shoe says it was an afterthought. And people pick up on that signal even when they can't articulate why. They just know the outfit either feels finished or it doesn't. The shoe is almost always the reason. So let's talk about what actually works. The first option, and honestly the most practical one for everyday wear, is the low block heel. We're talking about a heel somewhere between 1 inch and 2 inches, with a block or square base rather than a stiletto. This shoe does a lot of things at once. It adds a little height, which drops the hem of your maxi dress into a better zone if it's sitting slightly too high on your frame. It elongates the leg just enough to give the silhouette some lift. And it's stable and comfortable enough to actually wear for more than an hour without thinking about your feet the whole time. The block heel works with almost every maxi dress silhouette. Flowing and casual, structured and polished, printed, or solid. It's genuinely one of those shoes that earns its place in the wardrobe by going with everything. For color, your most versatile options are nude or tan, black, and a warm metallic like gold or bronze. Nude and tan are particularly useful because they don't create a visual break at the foot. The eye travels down the dress and the shoe blends in just enough to let the hemline feel continuous. Black creates a clean, grounded anchor at the bottom of the outfit. And a gold or bronze metallic adds a little warmth and finish without being too dressy. What to avoid in the block heel category? Very chunky platform versions. A platform block heel adds a lot of visual weight at the foot, and against a flowing maxi dress, that weight reads as heavy and slightly off balance. The shoe starts to feel like it belongs to a different outfit entirely. The second option is the pointed or almond toe flat. This is for the woman who genuinely doesn't want any heel, and I want to say clearly that that is a completely valid choice. Comfort matters. If you're uncomfortable in your shoes, you're going to walk differently, stand differently, and hold yourself differently. None of that does your outfit any favors. The pointed or almond toe flat works because the shape of the toe creates the illusion of length even without any height. Your eye follows the line of the shoe forward, and the leg reads as longer than it is. It's a small thing, but it makes a real difference compared to a round toe flat, which cuts the leg off visually and tends to make the foot look wider. In terms of color, black is the most useful pointed flat to own if you only have one. It grounds the outfit, it goes with almost everything, and it never looks underdressed. A nude or tan pointed flat is your second most versatile option. And if you want something with a little more personality, a metallic pointed flat in gold or silver adds a finishing touch that feels intentional without being overdone. One combination I want you to picture: a deep burgundy maxi dress, flowing fabric, no layer, simple gold hoop earrings, and a black pointed flat. That's one of the cleanest and most put together outfits you can build around a maxi dress, and it takes almost no effort to put together once you have the pieces. The third option is the strappy sandal. This is your most summer appropriate choice, and it works particularly well with lighter maxi fabrics like chiffon, cotton voile, or a soft linen blend. The strappy sandal pairs naturally with that kind of fabric because the delicacy of the strap matches the lightness of the dress. Heavy sandals with thick soles and chunky straps fight against a delicate fabric, and the outfit ends up feeling mismatched in weight and energy. For the strappy sandal, keep the straps slim. A thin ankle strap or a few delicate straps across the foot are what you're looking for. Thick ankle straps in particular are worth avoiding because they cut across the ankle visually and shorten the leg in a way that works against the length of the maxi dress. Color here follows the same logic as the other shoe options: metallic, tan, or a tone that sits close to the color of the dress. A gold strappy sandal with a white or cream maxi dress is about as effortless as summer dressing gets. Simple, clean, and finished. Now let's talk about mistakes. Because even when you get the fit right and the layering right and the shoes right, there are a handful of things that can quietly unravel an otherwise good outfit. These are the things nobody mentions, but everyone notices. The first one is over-accessorizing. When a maxi dress outfit doesn't feel quite right, the instinct is to add more. More jewelry, more color, another layer, a scarf, a bag with a lot going on. But a maxi dress is already a statement. It's a lot of fabric, a lot of silhouette, a lot of presence. When you pile accessories on top of that, the outfit gets crowded and the eye doesn't know where to focus. Less is almost always right with a maxi dress. One earring, one simple necklace, or none at all. A clean bag. Let the dress do the work it was designed to do. The second mistake is ignoring the fabric weight relative to the occasion. A heavy velvet maxi at a summer outdoor wedding reads as out of place. A very sheer, floaty chiffon maxi at a more formal event feels underdressed. Fabric has a language, and it speaks before the outfit does. Before you get dressed, think about where you're going and what the energy of that place is. Then ask yourself if the fabric of your dress matches that energy. It's a quick check, but it saves a lot of second guessing once you're there. The third mistake is wearing the wrong undergarments for the dress. This sounds basic, but it's surprisingly common. And it's one of those things that's very visible to other people, even when you don't notice it yourself. Visible panty lines through a fitted maxi, a bra that doesn't work with the neckline, shapewear that creates a visible ridge at the hem or the waist. These details pull attention away from the outfit and onto the problem. Before you finalize any maxi dress outfit, make sure what's underneath is working with the dress, not against it. The fourth mistake, and I mentioned this in part 1, but it's worth repeating here because it's that important, is leaving the hem at mid-calf. I know I've said this already. I'm saying it again because it's the single most common fit mistake I see with maxi dresses, and it does more damage to the overall look than almost anything else. If your dress is hitting you mid-calf, fix the length before you do anything else. Everything else can wait. That one change will do more for the outfit than any accessory or layer ever could. All right, last thing. The final check before you walk out the door. Do a full turn in front of the mirror. Not a quick glance, a full, slow turn. Front, side, back, other side. You're looking for 4 things. Is the fabric lying flat with no pulling or bunching anywhere? Is the hem even all the way around and hitting at the right length? Is the back clean, meaning no visible bra issues, no riding up, no sagging? And does the whole outfit feel like it belongs together, like every piece chose to be there? That last question is the one that matters most. When an outfit works, it has a kind of internal logic to it. Everything makes sense with everything else. The dress, the layer, the shoe, the accessories, they all feel like they came from the same place. When something is off, you can usually feel it even before you identify what it is. Trust that feeling. Go back and find the piece that doesn't belong and either swap it or remove it. That's really what all 3 of these segments have been about. Not rules, not what you're allowed to wear or not wear, just understanding what makes a maxi dress outfit actually work so that when you put one together, you feel confident in it. Not because someone told you it was okay, because you looked in the mirror and you knew it was right. You probably already have everything you need in your closet. A maxi dress that fits or can be made to fit. A layer that works with it. A shoe that finishes it. The pieces are likely already there. You just needed someone to show you how to put them together. Now go do it. And if you try any of these combinations this week, I want to hear about it. Drop a comment and tell me which outfit you put together and how it felt. I read every single one. And if this was helpful, share it with someone who's been avoiding their maxi dresses. They'll thank you for it. I'll see you in the next one.